Just making a little video on a storage server I'm building for myself. Just some cold backup storage. This is all being made out of parts that I got from various recycling pickups and whatnot, so basically free. But yeah, don't know what the case is. Couldn't tell you. Kind of a cool rack mount case that something else came in. Corsair TX750, 750 watt power supply. This is Dell H310 RAID controller I'm hoping to use. I think it should be compatible with FreeNAS. The motherboard is gonna be a, I don't know if that'll show up very well or not. Got some weird reflections, but it's a Gigabyte GA-Z 68A-D3H-B3. Just a basic full ATX board. Chose this one because it had onboard video and lots of PCI Express slots, plus it was basically free. Currently has a 2nd gen i5 in it, but I have this 3rd gen i5, i5-3470. Good processor. Maybe get that close to the camera and see if it'll focus. It's a little bit of a ding on the top on the heat spreader. People, for some reason, when I've sold processors with that kind of minor flaw, will complain, so I'll just keep it and use it myself. That's what thermal compound's for, after all. My 8 1TB drives will be going in these toolless cages. And then I have a old Intel 80 gig drive, solid state drive for a boot drive that will be going in this ICDock MB521SP-B little drive array thing. It's kind of nice because it has a slot in the front that's easily accessible, which is where the boot drive will go. Shouldn't fail, but if it does, easy access. And then once I get to the point to adding caching drives, it has these handy little slots up top that are toolless. Just slide the drive in. Probably put some Intel 240 gig drives that I can use for caching drives if I need it. Yeah, that's basically what the build's going to be comprised of. All these parts should be good. They've been tested at least once, but yeah, the joys of working on computers. These hard drive chassis that come with the rack case, not the most convenient, because if they're installed, the caddies aren't removable because of the internal fan array. But, you know, that's life. They were free, so I'm not going to complain. Unfortunately, one of my drives is still being tested at the moment, so I have 7 drives to install. These were all just drives I pulled out of computers that I was received through recycling stuff. Oops, wrong way around. Just basic terabyte Seagate drives. Not sure how reliable they're going to be, but this is just backup. I have a 16 terabyte RAID 50 array in my server, my main storage server right now. Probably can't see what I'm doing right now, I suppose, but trying. So much for toolless. These holes just do not line up very nicely. I'm not sure why. Let's try a different camera. Let's just throw that one in the corner. The handle side sticks out, so ideally the spacing on these nubs just is not very good, and I'm not sure why. Feels like the rubber bumpers are a little bit dried up. They're kind of firm. At least firmer than I would expect them to be for something like this. I think we're just going to have to jam them in there and hope for the best. Guess I can't complain too much. It's not like this cost me any money. Nope. It's this rubber bumper just fell out. Hopefully I can keep some of this in frame. We'll find out. Kind of winging it here. Another caddy that's being a pain. This is a good start. I'm not even sure why this fell out. I think it's just these things are kind of dried up. Getting it back in there might be a challenge. So much for being toolless. Nope. Just gonna step out of frame here and find something to mash this piece back in. Grab a tool maybe. Aha. Think I got it. So apparently my rubber bumpers are a little wore out, but whatever. Like I said, it was basically free. Definitely prefer working on Dell servers, but I wanted to try building something using PC hardware, desktop PC hardware that is. Boy, they have to kind of jam those in there. Does this work? Percussive maintenance, maybe? Just give it a good whack. Nothing too crazy. Just using the back of my screwdriver to mash those in. The pins on these toolless caddies are a little bit too big. Also, I think, nope, that's not bad. I just didn't have the toolless part mounted all the way in. Yeah, these aren't great. It's locked in there though, so I guess that's all that matters. We'll probably figure out how to fast forward this part because it's going to be really boring and slow. And I don't have anything too exciting to say right now. Just kind of waffling. Oops. Feels wrong even doing this, but if it works, oh nuts, put my hard drive in the wrong way. We will fix that. beautiful sound. So it needs a little violence. Alright, back to this one that I threw in the corner. Let's see what's wrong here. This little rubber bumper is kind of shriveling up, causing him to push too far back for the pins to line up properly with the hard drive. That's the first, nope, not quite. A little more violence needed. Perfect. A nice little happy bundle of drives, hopefully. Alright. Now, even though it's not necessary, most likely, I'm going to put some screws in this just to make sure it stays nice and solid. The canvas rails that hold these in, just what they look like. They're, I don't know, they're adequate. It's not a case I would probably pay money for, that's for sure. Alright. More drives. The biggest downfall of these toolless caddies is the pins are too big. It would have been nice if they would have either rounded off the tips a little bit more or just made them a hair shorter. 'Cause it seems like they want to go in, but if you don't give them that extra little bit of violence, as I like to say, they don't really want to go in all the way, and then they won't fit in their holders. I also noticed, I don't know if I'd ever use it, but they have little screw hole things in the middle. Seems kind of silly to design a toolless caddy to support screws, but I guess if you really want to be certain that drive's going to stay in the caddy, screws would be the way to ensure that. This one's going to be a pain as well. There we go. Let's see if the last, or well, I guess I'm still waiting on one more drive, but let's see if that one will play nice. Not quite. We'll set this off to the side. And while I'm waiting for the 8th drive to test, do some other work. Mount my front drive another caddy piece. This slots right in the front here. Still have two more 5 1/4 inch dry bays. This will support two more 5 1/4 inch dry bays, which is hopefully useful down the road. Might expand this with more drives. Cabling is going to be kind of tricky since this isn't really routed. I put in a little Velcro strap there just to kind of keep it up against this rail. I think while I'm waiting for the house drive, install processor I'm upgrading this motherboard. I need to grab something to wipe that off with. Using some 90% rubbing alcohol. Looks like this had the original stock Intel thermal compound on it. Nice and clean. And I like to use good old Arctic Silver 5. I know there's better stuff, but I'm not big on high performance. I just need it to work. Probably do a little remounting of this. The original way they had it didn't really have the best cable placement. It's kind of annoying when you have to worry about the cables going into the fan. I always like to put the out where the wire comes out as close as I can to the fan header. Nice. Usually just like to kind of coil these up, nothing fancy. And kind of loop the short bit of lead around it a couple times just to keep it in a bundle. Not cooperating today, but we'll get it. And there you go. Definitely not pretty, but this is good enough. I also need to replace the CMOS battery. Okay. The original battery is good or bad, I don't really care. I'd just rather have a brand new Energizer battery in it if I can help it. Cable management might be a little interesting in this since it's not a modular power supply. Kind of wish it was, but free, so. Free name brand 750 watt, I can't complain. Carelessly push those out of my way. None of these fans are pulse width modulator, anything fancy like that. They're just really basic fans. Surprisingly, they're not that noisy, so it's one of those deals where I don't care. I have some other fans that would probably be nicer, but I'll save those for something that actually matters. This is just going straight in my rack once it's done, and probably never be looked at again, other than to make sure it doesn't get too dusty over time. Checking the fan screw mounts is always important. Looks like I have a couple extras that are going to be... Looks like I have one that needs to be shifted over, otherwise the rest of them are good. And I should check to see, looks like these are fine thread screws, so never can tell what they're going to use. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's coarse. I don't really like the fact that they don't make their minds up, but yeah. Probably should use a tool to tighten those rather than do them by finger, but it don't really matter. It's not something I'm going to be traveling with or taking apart a bunch of times. Cool. That all lines up now. Gotta go through the box of screws and find a bunch of nice fine thread screws. Not that one. I think that should be enough. I usually like to put a couple screws in just part of the way first. Once you get it started, then you can kind of jiggle it, check the fitment, make sure everything's lined up right. And then once you get them all in, that's where just tighten them down. Yep, all good. One word of caution when you're using a 12-volt impact driver like this, definitely don't let it ratchet. It's not that hard to snap the heads off of screws or strip threads. Those standoffs aren't very strong. I think with my H310 RAID controller, I'm going to put it in this slot. I don't really have any need to put video cards in this, but if I were to repurpose it and do something different, putting it here would let me put in 2 double width video cards if I wanted to. That'll basically be the only card I should need. I'm swapping out the original slot covers just because I want matching ones for no particular reason. It's just, yeah, more stuff out of the recycling pile I grabbed. Haven't decided how much effort I plan into putting into cable management. Oops. Airflow is not going to be too big a deal. As long as the drives stay cool, that's all I care about. I would like to not fry the processor, but Intel processors are pretty resilient, so if it wants to run at good 50-60 Celsius, then more power to it, I guess. Here we go. Oops. No. Clumsy. Got loose screws in my case. There we go. One more. One thing I'm not sure what to do with is this hard drive indicator cable, or hard drive activity indicator cable. I'll probably just take it off and stow it somewhere in the case. I will have a few extra parts that I'm not sure what I'll do with. Let's see, find the 24 pin. Take my tester off of it. Looks like somebody left a little bit of cable management stuff on here already. I'll redo that later. Let's figure out what to do with some of this. PCI Express. More PCI Express. More PCI Express. Nice. So in theory, if I wanted to, I could have two cards in there that have dual 8-pin requirements. I don't really see any reason why I would need those, but yeah. Part of me wants to swap out these back fans for something I can plug into the motherboard headers, but I don't think I'm going to go through the trouble of that. I am going to find my side cutters and cut those zip ties. Not a big fan of zip ties for cable management just because they're inconvenient. You get a tool to cut them if they get in your way. Figure out a nice way to route this 12-volt power out of my way. A little bit of a gap in the power supply, so I'm just going to jam it in there. And jam this in the back. Maybe. Not going for a professional look by any means. Actually, I might rethink this a little. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just gonna take these and route them under the power supply. That way they're kind of out of the way. In the end, all the cables are going to probably get tucked in under there, out of the way. Do not know what to do with those yet, but I think I should put this arm back in. I do like the rack cases that come with these cross arms. Mostly because they give you something to tie cables down to. Some of them have card retention levers that'll push down on the card to keep it going straight in line with the case. If like if you got a long graphics card or a specialty card, but I mostly end up using them for cable management when I'm working with them. So I have these power cables for my fans, which are kind of poorly managed. I also need to route my SATA cable, or SAS to SATA breakout cables from the RIG controller. I'm not 100% certain if these are compatible, but some quick searching implies they should be. I don't have them in frame, of course. This H310, according to the documentation, will run 8 or 16 drives max, depending on what you're using. In my configuration, it should be compatible with the 8 drives. This is where cable management is going to be a little bit of a nightmare. Huh. 2, 3, 0, 1. That's upside down. Thinking I probably should have put these on, then put the drive cage assembly in. Too late, I'm lazy. I'm just gonna make it work. These fan wires are in the way. Alright. Not sure why connectors 0 and 1 are less bulky than 2 and 3. And I will have to remember that I have 2 power connectors required for these. Kind of going all over the place here, I suppose, but don't really have a plan, just winging it. This is all the front I/O. Some of this isn't going to be usable. Got my power and reset, my power LED. These 3 are for network card activity lights, but this motherboard doesn't support that. I don't really think there's anything else of relevance that I'm going to mess with. Also, these cables are for front USB, which I'm probably going to have to consult the motherboard manual, because these are just standard 4-pin. There's no keying or anything to indicate which way they go. Probably should have planned this a little better, because now I'm starting to get a spaghetti mess, but yeah, easy. Alrighty, power switch and reset switch. Put one of the network card indicator lights for hard drive activity. And I'm going to take this and put it under. Actually, this one has socket anyways. And put it under the motherboard. It's going to kind of wedge it around. Definitely not proper cable management techniques, but lazy. Just has to be good enough to not catch fire and explode. Or if it does, it needs to catch fire and explode on video. Alrighty. Still got these fans. Oops. Got another cable that needs to go under that SAS breakout. Yeah, good enough for now. Alrighty. I need to figure out. Looks like this SATA cable is going to be just long enough. We'll put it in port 0. There we go. Alright, I need to run and check to see if my hard drive is done testing yet. I don't think it is. Well, unfortunately, I don't have my 8th hard drive ready yet, so looks like I'm going to do some cable routing and a little cable management in theory. So I need 4 SATA power here, 1 SATA power there, and I have my 4-pin Molex connectors. I'm thinking. It's a little bit different design. No, it needs to go the other way around. Well, that's unfortunate. I wonder if I can install these upside down. Looks like these are designed to go this way. Kind of wanted top drive to be 0, but I guess it really doesn't matter in the end. Still waiting for drive number 4 for this array. Now I gotta do some power stuff. Find 4 PCI Express. Try to get those untangled for everything else. This is where it would have been nice to have modular, but free was better than modular stuff. Especially free name brand 750 watt. gets squished into a nice little bundle of cables I'll never probably need. At least in the foreseeable future. May get bored and turn this into a gaming computer, who knows. Take this and wrap it around the wrong way. Oh. Alright, doing it wrong. There we go. That will get just jammed down there. I forgot I still have my power connectors for the back fans. I gotta think about that a little. Wish that would reach. Just go straight over there. It might. There's just no good way to cable manage these fans. They're so, the wires on them are just so small. Let's see here. This. Like that. Alright. I'm doing bigger mess now. Add to the mess. That's going to go the wrong way. Oh well. I do not foresee these being cable managed just because they're such a nightmare to deal with. So there's one Molex. Another Molex. These are my two SATA powered ones I have. It's going to look awful. Good thing nobody's going to see it other than the people who watch this video. If people even watch it. I don't blame people if they get bored. I don't have anything too interesting to say. Just kind of winging it. Alright, so this is going to get put in a nice little bundle. Do not need these at this time. You will get shoved in holes. I think I'm going to put a fan grill in this fan. I don't know. I think if I just push them down real hard, they'll be fine. Not sure what to do with this. Ooh. I don't think it'll reach, but it's the perfect opportunity. Ooh, it reaches. It's perfect. Like it was meant to be. Assuming the connectors aren't all chewed up. Ouch. Nice. This is just going to stay a mess. This is now no longer necessary. And I'm just going to put a little Velcro strap on it. This is way too long. That one's still too long. Alright. This kind of wore out. Even the Velcro straps are from recycling of all things. They came from cords people gave me that were Velcroed together and other electronics. I don't think that's going to play nice. Now, I gotta figure out how I'm going to route these. I only have 4 each, so I'm going to need both of them. I'm not going to be able to just tuck one away. So this one is going to feed power to the first flash drive installed. Ta-da! This is kind of shoved there. These two will go to the one that goes right here. This shoved around. And then this one will feed this bay. The other ones are just going to get shoved under it. I don't really need to tie them down or anything fancy. Alright. Let's see. I need to look up the USB header pinouts on this motherboard. D3HB3. This is slowly going out of frame. Sounds like my cat wants to say hi. Here's my kitty. Hey, what you doing? You don't know where the camera's. Look up. Look up. Look up. Oh, you know, you're camera shy. You want in here, though. Where are you going? Want to sniff the computer? Do you approve? Is it going to work? Don't want too much fur. He's a cutie. But he's too furry for my computers. I'll be back. Still waiting on that 8th hard drive. Testing is so slow. And looking up the USB pinouts. Looks like on the top row, starting on the right side, is pin 1, which is 5 volts power. Pin below that, on the right side, is pin 2 for some strange reason. I guess rather than going sideways, they're going up and down. It's also power. 4 data minus. So, with these cables, the red wire is +5 power and it goes on this side of the header. Black wire is ground, which goes on this side of the header. Simple enough. Hopefully it's a standard. Not a standard I've bothered to memorize, but normally these people with the cases supply keyed connectors, so you don't have to remember. Alrighty. Actually, I'm going to scoop this over one. nice and short Velcro straps to kind of hopefully tie those front cables together a little better. At least in a spot or two. There we go. Not going for perfection, just need something that works. A few bonus cat hairs. Kind of my fault for holding him over and letting him sniff, but oh well. That just may become part of the cooling system. Alrighty. Well, I'm trying to think what else I need to do. Oh, I need to tie this. I'm going to tie this to that bar. Just kind of keep it upright now in the wedding. Also, I forgot to push this back down into the power supply. May not be the best way to do it, but it'll kind of keep it there. Kind of long. Actually, I think maybe too long. This is quite the mess I have. This is my box of cable ties. Velcro ones, that is. This all came out of stuff from recycling. Some of this is from server racks and other stuff, not just electronics, not consumer electronic stuff. I think these two will work. Some of this cable management is necessary, some of it isn't. I am still a little concerned about something getting in this fan. I think I almost should get a fan grill for it. Downside is if I put a fan grill in it, that means I have to take the fan cage out, which I don't know what I'm doing. It's screwed in, there's 2 screws on the sides, and it should just then actually have to twist a little and come out, because there's a little bit of lip under the case lip. But I don't know. And surprisingly, these fans, even though they're nothing special, the noise levels aren't too horrible. They're not quiet, definitely not too quiet, but this is going in an enclosed rack in my server room, so as long as I can't hear it through the really low quality door I have on the server room, then it won't really matter. Just as a quick reference, let's see if I can jam it in. I'm going to have to put these cables on after. They're not going to fit through the front of the case, which is unfortunate. Using a 720p webcam to record this, and I have the audio levels a little bit down, hopefully not too far. These are really low quality. There we go. This is a quick demonstration here. The noise level shouldn't be too bad. Let's see how much magic smoke comes out. Oh, I need to turn power supply on. really don't have all the hard drives hooked up yet either, but I'd say it's really not much louder than what I compare it to. Like one of those cheap box fans you can get. Turned off. Motherboard's probably unhappy. Since I took the BIOS battery out of it without power, I'll have to reconfigure that. Still waiting on that last hard drive, but yeah, this is basically gonna be the final build. I'll end up routing this last thing, and then have a few spare parts. You got this cable, this blanking plate, and then two mounting rails for the front cage. But I'll probably find somewhere to stow them. I just put them in a bag and jam them under the front bay. And it looks like there's something wrong with the motherboard now that I've installed it. It just keeps power cycling. Huh. Oh well. Probably a boring video, but something I thought I'd try. We'll see how good I do of a job editing it, making it a little less boring. But yeah, thanks for watching.